A lot of people are getting to know you because of the Compton.
Yeah.
You know, six different appearances on Compton? Okay, so how did the whole Dr. Dre thing come together?
I got called one day to work with DJ Dahi for the Dre project.
Okay.
And
was that Detox at the time?
Dude, I didn't even know. I didn't even pay attention to the Dre part, honestly, when I first heard it, because I was like, whatever, you know. I didn't really even think too much into the Dre aspect of it when he first hit me. I was more into working with Dahi, because I thought the Dre thing was so far-fetched. Like, I didn't even think I would meet him or anything. But I was like, yeah, I'll come through, and you know, I definitely wanted to work with Dahi, so I got called to the studio one day, and I get there, and the first two people I meet are Dre and DOC.
Okay, DOC was in there.
Yeah, so they're in there watching the playoffs, and I was just like, damn. So I meet them, they're super cool. I go in the studio, and Justice and King Mez, Ty, Drew, they're all in there. And they were just telling me how much they like the song Suede, and that they've been playing that for weeks. And after they heard that, they got these DJ Dahi beats, and they were like, oh man, you'd be perfect for these. So I was just like, cool, man. So they played the tracks, and it was fire. And then they were like, yo, we gotta let Dre hear Suede, because he hadn't heard anything yet. And I was like, oh shit. So he came in there, they played it for him, and he was like, damn, all right. Play it again. So he played like 3 times, and then after the 3rd time, we just, he was like, let's work. And so we threw on the tracks, and All in a Day's Work was the first song we did. And after that, we just kept going.
Okay, so that first day that you met Dre, you worked on All in a Day's Work.
Yep.
Was there anything outside of the beat at that point?
He threw on the beat, and he was kind of explaining to the room what he wanted, the vibe and all these different things, and even doing like vocal references, and I think it should be something like this. And then I was just like, yo, let me just try something. And he's like, well, you sure? I was like, yeah, let me just try something. You know, not really worried about lyrics or anything, but let me just go off the top and build some melodies. They threw on the mic, and I just went off the top and just closed my eyes and just started spitting. And when I opened my eyes, they were just like, dude, shit's crazy.
Yeah.
So they were wilding out, yeah, so.
How were you acting though? Like, Dre's wilding out to me right now.
Yeah, it felt good as fuck, man. I was just like, damn.
Was DOC in there too?
Yeah, DOC was in there.
DOC saying?
Yeah, he was just like, man, youngster, you got like a real crazy style, man. I ain't never heard nobody really. Yeah, he was just like, you know, just telling me, you know, he was telling me some crazy stories, man, about, you know, different things. And
that was your DOC
it was
impression
fun,
right
bro.
there.
Nah, it was dope, bro. Yeah, they were, you know, we was just drinking Hendrix and just vibing, dude. It was dope, man. It was dope. And every time after that, it was just like that, just fun.
So All in the Day's Work, was the chorus you put together that day, was the chorus that ended up getting used?
Yeah, I did some stuff, and I think like All in the Day's Work was like one of the, because when I go off the top, I don't really worry about words and stuff, but sometimes a word or two will come out, or something will sound like it's saying that. And I think it was something like, you know, man, that sounds like you're saying All in the Day's Work right here or something, and then we just kind of built from there.
Okay, so you kind of came up with a chorus in a roundabout kind of way.
Yeah, it was a lot of inspiration in the room, and a big, like a team effort with writing. We were all bouncing off each other with Dre and Mez and Justice.
Okay, and Justice was someone that DOC brought in.
Yeah.
He's from Dallas. You got a few more songs on there. There's Issues with Ice Cube. How did that song come together?
That one we did at Dre's house, actually. I got invited to his house, and we ate a bunch of Greek food. I met his family. We watched a little bit of Straight Outta Compton, and then when I went upstairs to the studio, I heard the loop, the rock. I don't know what it's from, but that and that shit just sounded crazy. And then he was like, yeah, there's something we're working on. Just, you know, check it out, tell me if you feel it. And he played that shit, and it was crazy. And he told me he wanted something in the intro, you know, kind of like a, I think before that we were listening to like The Doors or something, like at the studio before too. And we're listening to that, dun 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 dun, come on. I think it's called 1 and 2, or the Jay-Z sampled it. Takeover, but it's, I forget what the Doors song is called, but something like that vibe, you know. And when he threw it on, I was like, you know, immediately we started building, and you know, just came up with that little part, and then it didn't even have Cube on it or anything. it didn't have anybody on it at first, and then as the weeks progressed, they threw Cube and Dre put his verse and Snoop. Yeah.
So were you in the studio at all when they put Cube on?
Nah, I wasn't.
Okay. How did it feel though when you heard the
Incredible,
Cube
bro.
verse?
Incredible. Some of the stuff I didn't really hear the finals until like literally until it was out. So it was incredible, man.
Okay. Medicine Man.
Yeah.
How did that song come together?
That song almost didn't make it. That was one of the songs that was like the last one to make the album and almost didn't make it. It went through different phases. When I heard it, the first time I heard it, it didn't have, it was, the first time I actually heard it was Justice was played it for me. And he was in the little studio and he was like, this is some shit I'm working on for Dre. And he had the reference where, cause for Dre where he wanted to put his verse and Candace had the hook.
So Justice wrote Dre's verse for that song? Mm-hmm. Okay, dope.
So they were just like, I was just in the room and I was like, this is fire. I had never heard that song. I was like, damn, they're gonna do this? He's like, yeah, hopefully it makes it. And it went through different phases and then it was like, there was a chance that I wasn't gonna make it. Dre didn't like some part of the song. I think it was a bridge or something. And then Dim Joints, who produced it, called me in and was like, yo, Dre loves the song other than this part. So you think you can come in and do something, because we really want to make this, put this on the album. And
was Eminem already on it?
No, he wasn't on it yet.
Okay.
But they were like, we want this one to send to Eminem, but we want to make sure it's right first. So Dre had put his verse on there, and now they were looking at me to fill in this little bridge part. So they threw the beat on and I was in there for like 15, 20 minutes just racking my brain like, damn, what can I do? Because I wanted it to make it. So I did something and put it on and then after that, I think they sent it to M and M he really liked the whole song, he loved every part about it. So then M did his verse and they sent it back and then I think when he sent that verse in, they had to completely restructure the beat around his verse because it was so crazy. So Dre was like, I want to restructure the beat to where it's like almost like switches to a movie when his verse comes in, and we build around his verse and move with his verse, and that's pretty much how it ended up coming together like that, and then it made it after that.
Yeah, the Eminem verse was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Eminem goes ballistic.
Yeah, he goes
Tiger Woods references.
Yeah, all kinds of shit. But when he sent it, it was the beat. The beat switches up and strings, and there's all these dramatic things that happen, and that was something that happened. That was something that was thought of later after he sent it.
Okay. Deep Water. Mm-hmm. With Kendrick Lamar and Justice, I guess.
I was at his house, Dre's house, vibing, and he played that shit, and I was just floored. I heard Kendrick's verse. That was like the second time he played me something that Kendrick had just laid something. I had just missed him in the studio, and he just spazzed, and I was like, wow, what the fuck? And he was like, I want something in between mine and his verse, same thing.
Okay, so Kendrick's verse was done, Dre's verse was done.
Yep.
He needed you on.
Yep. Yeah, so we just was vibing, and we wanted something like kind of playing with like the whole deep down in the Pacific and drowning aspect and messing around with that whole thing. So we were just building and vibing on lyrics and stuff, and we came up with that, and we put the effects and different things like that. And then later, after I did the bridge part, I came in and he wanted me to actually like drown on the track. And I was like, man, what the fuck? Are you trying to tell me something? You don't want me a part of the album or something? And he was like, nah, man. He was like, I think it'll be dope for this part because I want you to drown, and then we're gonna have you come back for air on the next part that it comes to. So he already had it all visioned. So when he had me do the drowning part, it was like 15 people in the studio, and I was like, fuck, I gotta do this right now. And so I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And I just got like a bottle of water and was just like, pretend like I was drowning.
You actually just poured a bunch of water in your
mouth?
mouth?
Yeah, it was just like going off. And he was like, no, a little bit different. Make it more like, frantic right here and scream a little bit. Yeah, he was just like,
Dre asked you to drown, you drown.
You just got to do it, bro.
You just got to drown.
Yeah,
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Just go with it.
You ain't given these type of opportunities all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Drown, motherfucker, drown.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there was For the Love of Money.
Yeah.
Okay, that was with Jill Scott and John Connor.
Yeah.
Okay, how did that song come together?
For the Love of Money was like, dude, that was one I heard very later. They had that one going, and I came in, and they were working on Dre's verse, and I didn't even know that's what that was. Like, I didn't hear the song until in proper context until later, but I just came in, and just started vibing with Justice and Mez and stuff, and they were working on Dre's verse, and I was just providing some ideas, and then I didn't know if that would be stuff that he would later do or what would happen. And then when I heard the full thing, he just kept my little parts in there. I'm just kind of weaving in and out of his verse, and they kept it in.
Okay.
And and then later they said they were gonna send it to Jill, and then she killed that shit. And then
okay, so the version you heard was before Jill Scott.
Yeah.
What did Dre tell you about doing Compton as opposed to Detox? Because in the beginning, because you didn't know you were working on Compton in the beginning, did you?
No.
You were just doing music with Dre.
I was just happy to be in the studio. Yeah, I didn't know what would come out or anything, until later. But he sat down with me and told me that he wasn't happy with Compton, or with Detox, and that honestly he just didn't feel like it was good enough, and that he wanted to start over and start fresh, and that he wanted all his new friends to link with his new friends, his old friends to link with his new friends that he was making, and come together and make something different that he's never done before. And that was kind of obvious in working with him, like within the last 2 or 3 weeks in, that he was pushing to do something that he never done before, and he was taking risks and chances and doing things outside of the norm of what he usually does.
You've done music for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about working with Dre that you think you really learned from?
Attention to detail. Yeah, attention to detail. Just like the pure obsession with the music, not really thinking about anything else besides that, making sure the songs are amazing, and attention to detail.
Okay. If you could pick one standout story from these sessions that you're working on for Compton, is there one crazy, funny story?
The homie told me we were doing Deep Water, and Dre was like, yo, every wave is like an orgasm. I was like, huh? And he was like, I live by the beach, and I just look at the water, and I feel like every wave is like an orgasm. Like, you got big ones, small ones, you got, passing ones, all just poof. And I was like, damn, that's raw, all right? And I don't know, that's one of the things that I was like, all right, that's what's up. Yeah. I guess you gotta be like, all right. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah,
that's what Dre telling me.
That's one of the things he said, man. I was like,
every wave is like an orgasm.
Yeah, man. So, and I was like, this shit's crazy, because the hardest thing, the other homie told me, Tech from Suede and Tech, he told me the hardest thing to do is catch a wave. And so when you catch a wave, you just gotta ride that shit out. So, I guess that's exactly what I'm doing, man. I'm trying to.
True in my business.
Gucci's absolutely the boogeyman of hip hop. It's just certain individuals you just know that at any given moment it could go left.
Right.
Gucci's one of them. T.I.'s one of them. I told y'all that before. I don't know why y'all keep acting like T.I. ain't Gucci level crazy. Maybe
T.I. is Gucci level crazy.
Gucci might be T.I. level crazy.
You mean to tell me that if I walked up to your mother right in front of you and shot her in the face, and then I left the country, and you can't get to me, you wouldn't tell the police?
Hell no, where your mama stay at?